Nick Rolovich joins us. He is first up, as is appropriate. And Nick, like all our guests, join us via the Zephyr Insurance Hotline. Rolo, thanks for being here.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
This is kind of fun.
It's every year. It's pretty
well,
fun.
I think it gets everybody kind of pumped.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I just have football in my fingertips right now.
You're priming the pump right now. Getting everybody the information out and seeing everybody, coaches and the other players that are representing the schools. It's a good deal.
I wonder if anybody has the thought that I had. You know, just again, because not that I don't know it, but just walking by Cole McDonald in the hallway. He is, I mean, he's got the NFL quarterback body if anybody ever did.
He's a good-looking kid.
He looks the part.
Yeah, he works hard at it. You know, he doesn't. He loves the weight room. He loves working out. Throwing. He loves getting the guys together. I think his leadership has. I think he's always had a willingness to be a leader. I think he's been a more effective leader recently. Yeah. The way he talks to people, the way people follow him, all that stuff is good.
Well, I don't know. I want to get to that. By the way, and the converse of that, Kaimana Padello, if someone says, oh, here's an all-conference defensive end, and you see the guy, and he's 6 feet, and that's legit. Yeah. I think they list him at 215, but he's actually, I think, closer to 230-ish maybe right now.
He's almost 230, probably 225.
There you go. I mean, but that doesn't tell the story on him.
No.
Because he is quicker than a cat, and he's relentless.
And he cares. It's so important to the guy. When you look at him with, just your eyeballs, you have that thought process of how does this guy do it. But X-ray vision, you see that heart, you see how much it matters to him. I think that's where he really stands out. And he's a great representation to bring from Hawaii.
I think Corey Batoon mentioned that when he first got here, and so here's your starting defensive end. He's like, really? And maybe I did make a mistake. But
well, that's a true statement. It started, but then spring went by, and you see him start to
come around
a little closer.
Now he doesn't have a better champion than Corey Batoon. It's kind of funny how that works. Let me get to this. You guys are picked fourth, and they came out this morning. You picked fourth in the media. I think that's exceptionally low. I just think for a bowl team that returns 5 more starters than anyone else in this conference, how do they figure fourth? What's your explanation for that? Besides the fact that you don't care much.
Maybe throwing Boise on there. Maybe they kind of put that up in there with the Pac-12 games, with maybe the kind of the path of the schedule. Maybe we're a flash in the pan, last year maybe. I don't know. I don't care very much.
No.
But I'm going to find out the real deal today. You're going to see. We're going to have an answer in about probably an hour on what the polls really are.
I can't wait for that. I got to tell you, I can't wait now. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't wait for it. We got a couple things that I did want to get to. In terms of offensively, this is my sense. I don't think I've seen a better or deeper offensive line here since the 2006-2007 teams. I mean, in terms of the number of guys you could put out there and expect that they can play at a high level.
Yeah.
No, you agree?
I agree. I think it's been a great job by Coach Weber, Coach Smith, the whole staff, really. I mean, that was a real concern. I thought developing the young kids last year, Solo and Ilm. Cole Laval was a big pickup for us, and the JC deal kind of plugged a little bit of a hole, let us develop Micah a little bit more. Joey, Gene Pryor, redshirting him was very beneficial for us. Now he could have played for us more, but redshirting him, I think he's ready to be a 2-year contributor.
Which is fabulous. I don't know where you are on your offense, but even out of the spring, I'm also thinking offensively, I don't really see a weakness here. I expect this to be an uber-productive offense.
When you talk about we'd like to get more out of the running game, more explosiveness out of the running game, we would like to – the thing that we're we've got – I think Jared Smart had an unbelievable spring. JoJo Ward is JoJo Ward. We've seen what he can do. What's the next step on the outside? It's probably going to be there's some young cats that we got to develop through fall. Keller Ely, Jonah Pinoki did well in spring. We're going to need him to take another step. Mardner is another guy we got to get
Big
him.
Kid, yeah.
We need to get him ready to play in games.
Well, it just seems like they have the potential to do some really great things with two quarterbacks that can help you win and both healthy.
Yeah.
What I saw in the spring was very encouraging.
Well, they're very very comfortable with the offense. I don't think it's right now. I think Cole McDonald was exceptional in the spring as far as just playing within the offense, where Shevin can do that. But Shevin, when he starts making stuff happen, I think it's really exciting. I know that people get mad at me and probably say I'm full of it, but he could be one of the most exciting players when he's on the field. Just the way he plays and how exciting he is, I think he could be.
He is the two things that surprised me is that Cole McDonald throws a way better. And I don't know how recent that because you've been charting him since he's been here, but I thought in the spring his deep ball looked fabulous.
I was real impressed with him in the fall.
Yeah.
Who's yelling around here for crying out loud?
and then Shevin Cordero. The thing about the spring that I'm like, this kid is a way. No one ever talked to me when he was in high school. What a good runner he is. I mean, he's
excellent.
Scary.
He's scary.
Because he can get away from you and go.
I don't know if he's quite slot quickness, but he's got some elusiveness in the pocket and some real quick twitch that makes him exciting to watch.
I think that some people will say, okay, maybe Hawaii's defense has a level of concern.
What's your
concern?
For 3 years, we haven't been very productive as far as numbers. Really, let's get some takeaways. Let's turn the game around. Let's, because then you see if the offense is going and the defense gets a couple turnovers, then you see a real exciting football game, and it can run away from the other team. But I think we got all the pieces with coaches back, a lot of starters back. Guys should know the system. We should see an improvement.
Well, you have a ton of depth at linebacker. I love I thought Cortez Davis might have been the defensive surprise in the spring.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a kid that it's hard to believe this is his first time at this level.
Right, and he approaches it like you don't want to say a professional, but with a purpose. He's here to get his degree and be as good as he can in football. It's really what he's focused on.
Which is not true for every college kid.
No, especially when they first get to Hawaii. Yeah.
Case in point. Sitting across from me. Hey, listen, there's a lot going on when you get.
I think Jameson sponsored my first few months in Hawaii.
Which is kind of an interesting deal in terms of the D line. I mean, I know you got Kamana Padel, who's an unbelievably. Are you feeling pretty confident that group you have enough up front to have a rotation?
I think we'll have a rotation, especially inside. So at Mana's position, right, you get Derek Thomas, who is productive for us. I think we're going to have a healthy Mason Mataafa, who is a body type and a player that, hasn't had a real smooth, with the injuries, and it seems like he's going to be full speed. And we're going to see what he really is. Then there's, interior. Blessman is a good pickup for a young kid. Kendall Hune, I think, is a guy who's going to be dialed in this year. You got Pumbaa, who can do a lot of things for you. Pumbaa Williams. You got. I think we'll have a decent rotation. I really do. Now, injuries change everything, but that's what happens.
If you can stay healthy. I mean, everybody talks about it. It's so much more easily said than done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rolo, this is it's going to be fun. Do you have any? Had you second guessed the decisions to take three Pac-12 teams to start your season?
Well, that wasn't my decision, but and I can't sit here and yell at, just pound my fist about,
Fair to say you might not
decisions,
have drawn it up that way.
Well, I know the fans are excited about it, which
yes, sir.
I didn't quite realize. People talk about that a lot to me on the street, which makes me happy. And we get a buy in between. There's some strategic stuff. The opportunity. Good morning, Mr. Rocky. The opportunity at a time when you're returning starters, you feel good. You got schemes in place. You got a couple of them at home. I think it could be a lot worse. The couple years when Norm had, what do you have? Wisconsin, Ohio State, Boise on the road, or some crazy stuff like that. I mean, that's hard to do.
No. I mean, it's not going to be easy. And by the way, you can post this on Friday for your first practice. Arizona was 5-7 last year, and does not returning a ton of starters, is a 12-point favorite and rising at your place. If I was a player on that team, I don't care too much about those. But that is like, can we get just a little respect here, please?
Yeah, so we got to think about just 2 plays. It's an even ball game.
Well, I guess maybe that's the way other people are looking at it, but I don't, because I look at 2 plays and they against the spread they can be down 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I mean, interesting stuff. Rolo, we'll let you go. You got a lot of things to do today. Thanks so much.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.